Hello everyone and welcome to Laravel Real World again. Welcome back, and I've got a new series for you. Hopefully this will be a good one. It's hopefully going to teach you quite a few different real world experiences when it comes to an app. So I've got an app I'm going to show you that I previously built. It's terrible. It's poorly written. So I'm going to show you, regardless of whatever dev you are, at some point you wrote pretty terrible code. It's a process. It's something that you will learn to adapt to. It's something you'll learn to come to realize, oh, what I'm writing is not great. Let's learn to do this in a much better, cleaner way. So hopefully this app will show you to also give you a bit of confidence that, okay, your code might not be great compared to other people, but don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself. Look at yourself and go, can I do this better? Can this be better? Not so much yourself, but in general. So this is what I'm going to go through. Also, I'm going to take you through the whole process of an app. So this is a fully built app. This was a live production app. It was live for over a year. It was one of the side gigs that I built and was actually running, but unfortunately didn't work out. So it was an experience for me. I learned quite a bit from doing it. So again, we're going to go from, this is the app, we're going to refactor this. We're going to follow a good process of using Git. I might actually also go through a process of introducing a project management type tool, maybe something like JIRA, so that then if obviously you're new, then this might help you understand, okay, if this is a software company, this is a little bit like how a software company will run. So you can practice learning that particular stuff. So when you come to actually apply for a job, you can actually go, well, hold on, I've got this experience. I've got experience of using JIRA. I've got experience of understanding an agile methodology and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to be continuing my other series as well, building live streaming app. So that's going to run in conjunction with this. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to show you exactly the app and what it was. Unfortunately, not anymore. But hey ho, stuff happens. You live and you learn. So let's go ahead and migrate my database so we can actually get logged in. So let's get my browser up. There's my YouTube. Okay, so windscreen dot test, and here we go. So I previously was running a windscreen. Uh, imagine a bit like freelancer.com or my builder, whereby they have tradesmen who will submit a quote to so basically people can submit quotes that they want a quote for something, and then the tradesman or whatever you want to call them will then submit their quote, and then that person will decide which quote they want to accept and get the job done by said person. So a bit like I said, freelancer.com or my builder or all these other types of websites where they can submit a quote and obviously try and win a job. So this is what it is, but for windscreens and cars. So this is a website, like I said, I built quite some time ago. It ran up till, I think it was September last year, and then we shut it all down because unfortunately it just didn't work out. Also, we wasn't putting enough effort in. But hey ho, like I said, we live and we learn. So basically, like I said, this is like a quote website. People would come to the site, they'd put in their details, upload a possible image, submit that, it would go off, and then what would happen is a tradesman that would be within a certain radius of that area would then be entitled to submit a quote for that. If they weren't within that radius, then obviously they would never see the quote because it's too far for them. So yeah, let's get into actual code now. Obviously, you don't want to learn too much about the actual site. Like I said, the code for this is pretty dreadful, and I'm going to try and make these episodes as short as possible because there's going to be a lot to cover. And I don't really want to bore you to tears if I can help it. Um, you know, I might just bore you anyway, but hey ho, we'll try. So anyway, we've got our routes file. Our routes file is pretty massive. Probably not the biggest I've seen, but it's pretty big. Sorry. And we're going to be refactoring this. And then what we've also got is a class that I created for SEO. Again, it's not great. It's just something that I used a package called Khead, and basically I created a class that would take some content, and yeah, I mean that could have been done in such a better way. And then we've got our controllers. Now, close your eyes or be ready to be scared because yeah, it's pretty bad. If we go to our front and we look at, say, a tradesman controller, and look how large this is. I'm telling you, this is bad. This is really bad. There is so much in here that you should just not do. And we're going to refactor this to be so much more pretty, to say the least. I just didn't follow really any kind of coding practices and standards from a Laravel perspective, from a PHP perspective. It was just a matter of let's just write code. So yeah, it's not great, but we're going to make it better. So like I say, it's still going. See, yeah. So what we're going to do, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a single controller, and I'm going to try and start with the smallest one first, which probably is most likely to be our admin stuff. So we actually have an admin panel that's created. This has got a very basic admin role as such. But yeah, let me get my admin account. Oh dear me, didn't mean to do that. And password. So as you can see, the name was quote my windscreen. Yep, so we've got an admin panel where we have blogs, we had users, we had the companies that had signed up to the website, which doesn't appear to be working, which is awesome for some reason. And we had the quotes, i.e., the quotes that people submitted to request a quote. We have messages from the contact us page. We had the transactions, so this had whole Stripe integration, so people could upload money to their wallet, and then people, when they purchased a lead, which is what they called on here, people would obviously pay money. This would just show the transactions of when they uploaded money to their wallet. Then we had the actual leads, which the leads is to show like when a company submitted their quote for a lead. Then we had a log style, admin logged in, very basic. Then I had an area where we could see the uploaded image. So in the company's page, they could upload like a gallery as such. And yeah, we can manage those images just in case they uploaded an image that shouldn't be allowed, basically copyrights, that kind of stuff. And then we've got a basic settings page, which is, you know, we can install our Google Analytics. We had a maintenance mode, although Laravel has that built in now, so it's kind of a bit redundant. Contact page, address, and then just email settings and social. That's pretty much it. So we could maybe start. Yeah, I think maybe not start with admin because you want to get down to the nitty gritty, and this is very much just crud. It's very basic. There's not a lot to it. So maybe if we look at let's go with the company directory. I think we should refactor the company directory, which is so basically if we go back to the home page and we do a company search, and this is what the company directory is, which it shows all the company details. There was a verification system we had in place. This is their ratings, the number of quotes they've given. I don't know if there was time specific them quotes or whether it was just overall how many quotes they've given, and the county or the area that they're in. So when someone came to search, if they put in, I know, Essex, it would show up companies that within Essex. And then obviously we have the company show page. So this is their profile as such, information about their company, their reviews, and then we advertise other local companies, the gallery, their description, their opening hours. They could message, not that that actually was ever completed, um, and get a quote, which would take them to the quote page. That's pretty much it. So I think we should start refactoring that. And I think that would be a very not so long-winded process. Oh, and also this map on the background is a dynamic map. So based on this postcode, um, that postcode will always update based on that map. So if, I don't know, you put in your postcode, it will show your area there too. And then obviously it's all not touchable, i.e. you can't play with that map. It's all it's completely, you can't touch it. And yeah, and obviously we've got the right view. We have stars, name, title, and comments. So yeah, let's go, let's get started. So I'm gonna use my favorite and going with the, which is what my previous other videos were about, is about the repository pattern. So we're gonna go with that, and yeah, let's start. So we've got an index. So let's get rid of the dashes, don't need them. Then there's no point in them. So we're going, okay, companies, we're going to get the companies and paginate them 10. So let's refactor that. We'll get our repository created, and then we'll change that. And we'll also update probably the routes file, so it's a lot cleaner, I think. And yeah, let's go. Let's do this. So let's go ahead and we'll start creating our structure. So, okay. Come on, PH tool, do something. Okay, so we'll do interfaces, and then we've got repositories. Must be that repositories, yeah, repositories, and that certainly didn't go in the correct folder. So let's move that into there, and there we go. Cool. So that's a start. So let's first create our base interface. So we've got our base interface. What I might actually do to save a little bit of time is go back to my other project and we'll copy and paste just to save a bit of time. So actually, let's delete that. And because obviously, if you're watching my other series, you don't want to watch the same thing over and over again. There's not really any point. So let me quickly get those, and yeah. So I've now updated the repositories. So what I've done, I obviously stopped and start again, just to save a little bit of time. So what I did is I went into the base interface, copied it from my other project, and just updated it slightly. So I've added the paginate option. So when you call the all method, you can tell it to paginate or just get the all. So then I also did an items per page, default into false and default into 10. So I then went into the base repository, updated the parameters for that method there, and inside the company repository I've created now, and then inside the controller I've now instantiated that particular interface, and then we're calling that interface or repository, should you want to call that, calling the all method, and we're saying we want to paginate, but we don't need to send that second parameter because it's automatically default into 10. So now if we go back to the companies page, this should now just work, and it doesn't. What are we doing? Okay, so that's telling me my service provider isn't working. So if we go to my service provider, I've got my interface, yeah, I've got my old stuff in here. So let's update these. So this is the company parser interface, sorry. And then we've got company, repository, and we refresh. And return value must be an instance. Okay. So in my base repository, I'm telling that its return type should be a collection. Whereas if we're paginating, then it's actually going to return the pagin. Can't remember what it's paginate. Paginate something. So I think we should just remove the return type, because in PHP 8 you can. I think they're called union types now. Is it union types? Where basically we could say, okay, this will bring back a paginator. I think that's what it turns. You can do that, but I think that's going to complain. Yeah, union types only allowed. So should we update to PHP 8? Probably, but I won't for now because it means I've got to update my PHP version and stuff. Well, I've got it installed, I just haven't got it set up. So what we can do is, I think if we tell it that, can we do that? Must be of type. Okay, because right. I think if we do that, should that pass? No. So we'll just. I think we should just remove the return type for now. We'll come back to that at a later stage. It's not a big deal. So let's do that. That should now work. Yeah, there we go. So it's working as exactly as it was before, but now what I've done is put that into its own repository. So if we now go to our controller again, okay, great. So we've got the company directory. Say we go and view company directory. I don't like that. That should be hyphenated for starters, I believe, my personal preference. And this is PHP Storms complaining about its return type, so we'll make it happy. Replace qualifier. Great. I just don't like the squiggly lines. You don't have to do this. Some, like if you use your Visual Studio Code, it won't complain about that. Yeah, so if we now go ahead and refactor our view folder name. So again, we're going to go to the public and we're going to refactor that name to now be company hyphen directory and do refactor. So PHP Storm, what that'll do is it'll find all the instances where that name existed and then replace it with the one that I wanted. So now if we scroll down, we'll see that actually they're all company directory now. So I don't need to do like a find and replace. It just saves me a bit of time. So there you go. That's our first refactor done. So our next one is the show method. So when we click on this more button, great. So, okay, there's quite a bit to do this. So I think I'll leave that for the next video. It's going to take a little bit. I mean, this video has gone on for a little while now. Like I said, I want it in bite size, so you're not to bore you. So company search. So again, if we go to the company search, naming convention could probably be better. That is referring to this particular search here. So if we did company, we did a search, it will just actually not work apparently. I did test. Yeah, that's not really working great. Okay, so we actually need to fix that as well. Again, we've got leave a review. So we need to create a review repository for that. And that's pretty much it for that one. So that is a smaller one, but I think I'm going to do each one in each video, again, just to make the videos nicer. So I'm going to stop the video here and we can go on to the next one and we can then start refactoring the show method. There's going to be quite a bit to do in that. So we've got the company, we've got review, we've got the company service. So what a company service is, there was an option where they could add the types of services they offer. The company area, so the company area is the areas that they cover. The company hours is as the business hours. and their payment methods is the payments that they accept. And then get media, and that's it. But we'll do that in the next video. And thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. And hopefully, again, I'm helping you as much as it's helping myself, because I'm still learning. I'm still doing. This helps keep things in my head a lot more, rather than me forgetting stuff. So yeah, like I say, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.